What if I told you there might be a lost city not buried beneath sand or jungle, but beneath half a mile of ocean? A city that shouldn't exist, yet might. In 2001, off Cuba's western coast, a Canadian research team scanning the seafloor made a startling discovery. Sonar images that hinted at giant stone structures geometrically precise, eerily symmetrical, and completely out of place. The team, led by engineers Paul Weinswey and Pauline Zalitsky, wasn't hunting legends. They were mapping for the Cuban government, searching for shipwrecks and submarine cables. But instead of relics, they found the unthinkable. What looked like urban planning. 600 meters beneath the waves. Blocks the size of trucks arranged in what resembled roads, corridors, and pyramidal shapes. No tectonic process explains this arrangement, and no known civilization should have existed to build them. "It's like a sunken Manhattan," one of the team members said, stunned by the sonar readings. The world took notice. Headlines exploded. "Lost city found in Caribbean, Cuba's Atlantis?" But behind the hype was a hard question. How could something like this exist and be so deeply buried beneath the sea? Scientists were skeptical. Marine geologists called it impossible. Archaeologists dismissed it as fantasy. And yet the sonar evidence was real. Something is down there, and it may be the greatest unsolved mystery of the ocean floor. Before we dive beneath the waves, don't forget to subscribe to Infinity, the channel where history, mystery, and deep thought converge. We uncover what others ignore, question what others fear, and dive where others won't. Join the thinkers, the explorers, the curious. Join Infinity, because the truth is never shallow. The discovery began almost by accident. The Advanced Digital Communications team was conducting a deep-sea survey for fiber optic routes. But when the side-scan sonar swept the seafloor near the Guanahaca-Bibis Peninsula, they saw a pattern no one expected. Massive stone-like structures in ordered rows, shapes too straight, angles too perfect to be natural. Intrigued, they returned with an ROV, a remote-operated vehicle with cameras. What they recorded was even stranger. Monolithic blocks, some nearly 3 meters wide, appeared stacked or aligned, some in circular formations, others in corridors. Zalitsky described the formations as having pyramid-like features. She resisted jumping to conclusions, but she couldn't deny. They looked like ruins. Even more puzzling, the material seemed volcanic, granite-like. Yet the area had no history of volcanic activity. They called in Cuban geologist Manuel Iturralde, who was equally perplexed. He said such a site would take 50,000 years to subside to that depth, predating all known human civilization. If the structures were natural, they were unlike any other underwater formations ever documented. If they were artificial, we're looking at a history-shattering anomaly. Not everyone was convinced. In fact, most weren't. Renowned marine explorer Robert Ballard dismissed the idea flat out. People see patterns in clouds. Sonar's no different. National Geographic's John Echave echoed the caution. Until we send people down, it's all speculation. But skeptics had a problem. The data wasn't easily explained away. The patterns weren't random. The formations were too regular, too distinct. And what of the pebbles and volcanic stones? Iturralde found rounded rocks, likely shaped by flowing rivers. Yet there are no rivers at the bottom of the sea. The site sits far deeper than any known underwater ruins, including Japan's Yonaguni Monument, which lies at just 25 meters. At 600 meters, light disappears. No diver can reach it without a submersible, and no submersible expedition was ever launched. The scientific community quietly stepped back. The story faded. No one disproved it, but no one explored it either. For many, that silence was more deafening than any denial. A question lingered. What if this wasn't just a sonar illusion? What if we were ignoring one of the greatest archaeological finds in history? Let's talk numbers. During the last ice age, sea levels were roughly 100 meters lower than today. That's significant, but not enough to expose structures 600 meters down. So if this site was ever above sea level, something cataclysmic had to happen. Subduction, collapse, a sudden geological event that swallowed a city. That brings us to another mystery. The stones appear volcanic, but Cuba's western shelf isn't volcanic at all. Iturralde's team found volcanic scoria lightweight lava rock. Yet there's no known volcano near the site. Some theorize a now collapsed island or land bridge once connected Cuba to the Yucatan Peninsula. Could this site have been part of an ancient landmass that sank into the sea tens of thousands of years ago? If so, could it have hosted human or even pre-human activity? Or are we looking at a purely geological marvel? Right now, we don't know. No one's collected core samples. No one's carbon dated anything. Science is about testing hypotheses, but this one remains untested. The mystery hasn't been solved not because it's too difficult, but because no one's tried. As the story made global headlines, Atlantis fever kicked in. Online forums lit up. Ancient aliens, forgotten empires, prehistoric builders with lost technologies. But Zalitsky herself rejected the Atlantis connection. This isn't myth. This is sonar data. That didn't stop conspiracy theories. People wanted this to be proof of a lost golden age. But the truth is more interesting than fiction. Something real is down there, but we don't know what. Over time, public attention faded. Funding never came. The scientific community moved on. ADC eventually dissolved. The footage sits in a hard drive. The coordinates, known but ignored. But legends don't die. They linger, especially when they're backed by unexplained evidence. Indigenous stories from Cuba and Mesoamerica speak of great cities swallowed by water. Coincidence? Maybe. But maybe not. This isn't about Atlantis. It's about whether science has the courage to explore the unknown. Here's the bottom line. We have sonar scans of what looks like a sunken city. We have geological anomalies, tectonic mysteries, and historical blind spots. What we don't have is investigation. No core drilling, no ROV dives, no samples. The technology exists, the coordinates are known. So why aren't we exploring? The answer might be money, or politics, or academic fear of being wrong. But the greatest discoveries in history didn't wait for permission. They happened because someone asked, what if? If this is a natural formation, it's an oceanographic marvel. If it's man-made, it rewrites human history. Either way, it deserves more than silence. If this story sparked something in you, don't let it end here. Hit subscribe to join the Infinity Team, where every week we uncover the hidden layers of reality, one mind-bending mystery at a time. History doesn't belong to the past. It's unfolding now. This is Infinity, where the quest never stops.